Countdown to Kickoff is brought to you and supported by Saltire Energy, the global market leader in specialist drilling equipment rental. And also by Craig International, who wish to thank all their suppliers and customers and wish them all a very happy Christmas and the very best for 2024. The Dons are back at Pittodrie this evening as they take on bottom side Livingston. No time to dwell on Sunday's cup final defeat. It's back to league business and it's time we started climbing the table. Kick-off at Pittodrie tonight is at 19:45 UK time. So in terms of the table, we currently sit 10th, but with a win tonight, we can climb the table and then start making significant tracks towards the top 6. But we have to start getting on a consistent run of winning games, hopefully starting tonight against Livingston. Hi everybody, a very warm welcome to ABTV this Wednesday. So this is a pre-recorded Countdown to Kickoff show. Unfortunately, I'm still having issues with the software and the internet, which I'm currently trying to fix at the moment. So please forgive the pre-recorded show, but I hope it doesn't spoil your fun and enjoyment this evening. So what I did earlier today was ask for you to leave your comments and your thoughts about tonight's game on social media. And what I will do is, as we go along today, I will read out as many comments as I possibly can. So let me tell you what we've got coming up on the show tonight. So I'm going to try and predict the team lineup. Many of you are asking for changes and many of you are hoping that Barry is going to be brave with his team selection tonight. So we'll predict the team in just a moment. I will bring you the match stats as well. We will look back on this day in the club's history because it is significant. We've also got the thoughts of Barry Robson, and then as I promised, I will read out as many of your comments as I possibly can. So just let me clear the timeline so that I can bring in all the other information for you. So we've done that. Let's get Barry's pre-match thoughts in so we can get that ready for you. There we are. I'll also bring in the match stats because the match stats actually make for quite interesting reading. Not good for Livingston, I have to say. But for us, they make quite good interesting reading. Okay, I'll just bring that last one in as well while we're here. And then we can crack on. Right, so let's try and predict the team lineup. So this is the team that I'm actually hoping Barry will start with tonight. I don't think it will be, but this is what I'm hoping. Now, Slobodan Rubezic is suspended for tonight's game, so I fully expect Angus to come in and play in between Richard Jensen and Stefan Gartenmann. Further up the pitch, this is what I'm hoping. 4 across the middle with James. I'm then hoping that Connor will start with Dante. So big call to drop Johnny Hayes and the skipper and play Nicky out on the right, with Jamie playing just in the hole. And I'm hoping again, Barry's going to be bold, stick 2 up front with Duke and Miofsky. It could go any number of ways, but that is roughly the side that I'm hoping he will pick tonight. This is what Barry had to say, so we can't wait to get going again. It's good when a game comes around again really quickly. It's a home game. We've got the fans behind us, and it is a game we want to go and try and win. We're really looking forward to it. They're a good group who want to do well for the football club, and they've always been really positive. So we will just have to wait and see the team lineup for later this evening. So before I start reading out some of your comments, let me just give you my own thoughts on how I see tonight's game going. So we all know what we're going to get from Livingston later this evening. They will sit in and they're going to attempt to frustrate us and hit us on the counter whenever they can. I hope we get back to playing football tonight by keeping the ball on the deck. And we need to get our wing backs more into play and having more of an impact going forward. So I'm hoping with James on one side and Nicky on the other, they can almost like hug the touchline and get forward and get these dangerous balls into the box for Duke and Majowski or whoever will play tonight to get on the end of it. Because that's where I think we are at our most dangerous, when we can get our wing backs forward and get the balls into the box. What I really hope for tonight is that we do not bypass our midfield. Let's get them on the ball and playing football. It's vital tonight that we're not passive in possession this evening. We need to be able to break Livingston down. Otherwise, if we don't break Livingston down, we are going to be in for a very, very long evening, I fear. So let's bring in these match stats for you, because now where did I put it? There we go. Okay, so let me just clear that out the way, and let me clear that out the way, and let's give you the match stats. So Aberdeen come into this game having won 2 from their last 5 Scottish Premiership games. Livingston have failed to win in 8 Scottish Premiership games, and David Martindale's side have not scored a goal in their last 7 games. Livingston have only won 1 of their last 16 away Scottish Premiership games. Nick Walsh is the referee, and on VAR is David Dickinson. If you can't get along to the game tonight, this is what the programme cover looks like from Dolly Digital. Dante on the front there, donning the front cover. And as always, as most of you know, it continues to be an award-winning programme with the very best of content. Right, I'm now going to start reading out some of your comments. What I want to do, though, is just bring in the last couple of things that I wanted to show you. And then we are all done, and I don't have to mess about anymore with getting stuff onto the timeline. So we can just crack on with the show. Okay, one last thing to bring in, which we'll do a little bit later. There we are. Right, we're now good to go. Right, let's start reading out some of your comments that you have left on social media today. So, let me find that. There we go. Right. So, Simon Roy. Hi, Simon. How are you? I would like Barry to go same as Sunday, but replace Shinnie, Ruby and Hayes with McDonald, Polvara and McGarry. I am not sure about starting Bojan. I'm not convinced he's 100%, so maybe Duke and Sokler up top. But we need points on board now, and we need to stop playing negative and go at it from the off. Jamesy Thompson. Hi, Jamesy. Tonight's game, we should be winning easily, but if we plan this same formation, we'll struggle to break them down and resort to hoofball, which will be bread and butter to them. David Garrow has said, this is a cup final for Livy tonight. They will fight, so no excuse about Sunday taking out a lot of us. Also, if the Buns go 2 up tonight, you can bet St Johnstone get a pen. Mark Smith has said, a win is the bare minimum required tonight. If we can't get 3 points at home to Livy, then top 6 is over, let alone Europe. Gordon Ritchie had said, a nice 2-0 win as we did 40 years ago would be perfect. We'll come on to that in just a moment. Fraser Monroe has said, 4 wins between now and the end of the year a must if we have any aspirations of 3rd place. I completely agree. So even though we do have a number of tricky games coming up, you know, there's no reason why we can't take 15 points from 15. I don't think we will, but there is every opportunity to do so. John Dorwood. Hi, John. A must win or else we really are in a dogfight at the bottom. We need to match them physically in midfield and defence, use width and play on the deck to score. Maybe Morris needs to start. Yeah, a few of you have actually said that you would like to see Shaden Morris start tonight. Brian Sivright has said, 6-pointer this early is not good. Needs to change the formation as it doesn't work often enough, and his loyalty to certain players does not help. Matthew Cool, hi Matthew, how are you? We should be winning tonight. I would like to see McDonald, McGarry, Polvaris starting and Barron some game time. John Grant is here. Hi John. Maybe time to give Shinnie, Hayes, McGrath and Bojan a rest so they are 100% fit. Plenty of players should be capable of stepping in, he said. Paul Donaldson is on. Hi Paul. Europe is over and the League Cup final is done. There really are no more excuses for a poor performance and a poor result tonight. We've got 5 games over the next 2 weeks that are all winnable. Realistically, I would be looking for a minimum of 10 to 11 points from the next possible 15. Tonight really is a must win, and if we can't beat the bottom team in the league at home, then there is something drastically wrong at our football club. He goes on to say, it really does feel like this next run of matches is make or break for Barry Robson. Every time we've said that so far this season, somehow he's managed to pull something out of the bag, and he'll have to do the same again tonight. Ian Douglas has said, we have to go for the throat tonight or Barry has to go. I love him, he's one of our own, but we need to start progressing fast. Mark Smith has said, I can't say I'm optimistic about tonight. We seem to turn up 50% of the time. I really hope he goes with the same lineup we used against Frankfurt, though I would sacrifice Ruby for an additional striker. We don't need 5 at the back against Livy. And he goes on to say, I don't want to hear about the number of big games, tired players and poor VAR decisions. Tonight, that won't cut it for me. We need to go out and earn a good win regardless of the officials, which I completely and wholeheartedly agree with. So actually, while we were just talking about these run of fixtures, I think I still have that. Yeah, there we are. So let's just quickly remind ourselves of exactly what the state of play is. So obviously Livingston tonight. Then on Saturday, we've got a very tricky game against Dundee at Dens Park, 3 o'clock kickoff. Next Wednesday at home to Motherwell, again a 19:45 kickoff. And then after that, towards the end of the month, just before the new year, again, we face a tricky game at home at Pittodrie, kickoff 3 o'clock against high-flying St Mirren. So that's what our December fixtures look like. Okay, let's remind you of what's happened on this day in the football club's history, because it is a very significant day. Let me chuck it in for you. There we are. So the 20th of December, Aberdeen defeat defending European Cup winners SV Hamburg 2-0 at Pittodrie to win the UEFA Super Cup. Neil Simpson and Mark McGee with the all-important second half goals. And also on this day, back in 2007, Aberdeen reached the knockout stages of the UEFA Cup after beating FC Copenhagen 4-0 at Pittodrie. So, I posted about the Super Cup triumph earlier today on my social media, and as you can imagine, it's been received very well. A phenomenal achievement, which I doubt we will ever see the likes of again, particularly in my lifetime. I was very fortunate to be at Pittodrie for the second game, went with my late father. I've told the story many times that when we scored our second goal, the decisive goal, it was the one and only time that I really saw my father lose control when celebrating. And I actually put my own celebrations on hold to watch him because I was quite aghast with the way he was celebrating. He was punching his fist through the air, shouting, "Yes, yes, yes," at the top of his voice. And it was a purely magical moment that I think will stay with me forever because, my father was he was a very laid back, passive kind of supporter. He was a very polite football supporter. He would never overly celebrate Aberdeen goals. He would always jump up and clap and cheer and all that kind of stuff, but he would never go absolutely mental like me and my brother would do. So it's a fantastic memory to have, and it's it's an incredible achievement from that group of players, who then obviously went on to be awarded best team in Europe just a few weeks later. Hence why we now have our 2 stars above our badge. Can you believe? 40 years ago. And then obviously the Copenhagen game as well, which is obviously a closer, in terms of time frame. And, I watched it live from my home in Singapore. I'd not long moved to Singapore, watched it on Red TV in the early hours of the morning, and just, was fearing the worst at half time. And then the way we came out in the second half and absolutely blew them away. And 2 magnificent goals from Jamie Smith. And just a magnificent night. Magnificent that an era and a generation of Aberdeen fan were able to witness such a fantastic win. So it really was, it's a special day in the club's history today. Now, if you are going to the game tonight, I suggest you wrap up, because they are expecting very gusty winds in and around Pittodrie tonight. They're expecting it to be roughly sort of 10 degrees this evening come kick-off time. So not too cold, but gusty winds coming off the North Sea. So as you would expect, wrap up nice and warm. So a little bit of housekeeping for you. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, I'd be absolutely delighted if you please would consider. All you have to do is press that little red button. It won't cost you anything. There's no fees to subscribe to this channel on YouTube. And as I said, we're edging ever closer to 3,000. I think we're only about 14 away. So if we can achieve 3,000 subscribers before the end of the year, I'd be absolutely over the moon. Now, while we're at it, for all of you who are members of ABTV, just to let you know that YouTube have set up what is basically a new initiative where I'm going to be able to send you exclusive video content where only members will be able to access the content. So the aim is, going forward, if, for example, I do a question and answer session, I will post that video exclusively for you to be able to watch firsthand. And then obviously later on, we will put it out to the general public as well. So that's just one perk of being a member of ABTV. There are other perks as well. The membership means that you pay a very small monthly subscription. And what it does, it just helps me massively in terms of monetizing the channel, upgrading the software, upgrading the graphics, and just generally trying to make the channel an awful lot better for you. So as I keep saying, we continue to have big plans. Obviously, I've had to put some of these plans on hold due to my illness. But as I continue to fight this battle, the aim is to bring you more and more engaging content. And being a member helps me massively. So continued thanks to those of you who continue to pay your monthly subs and are a member of ABTV. Okay, so we're coming up to 20 minutes. I think that'll do for tonight's show. Just wanted to keep it short and sweet. We will do a review show. If I get my issues sorted with the live streaming, I will bring you a live show tomorrow night. If not, once again, I will let you know in the morning whether I can do it live or not. If I can't do it live, then I'll put a post out on social media, and I will ask you to leave your comments about tonight's result and performance on the Facebook post, and then I will read them out once I start pre-recording the show. So all that's left to say is, let's get back to winning ways. Let's get back to playing football the way that we want to play football. Let's now try and use tonight as a springboard to go on a decent run of consistent performances and results, because we have to start climbing this table. We have to start competing at the top end of the table, and we have to start playing more consistently well. So the very best of luck to the lads tonight. Get stuck right in. Don't let them frustrate you. And let's come away with the 3 points. Guys, thank you so much for watching tonight. I hope you've enjoyed the show, and I will see you tomorrow for the review show. Stand free.